Chapter 8. Air and Water. Air is present all around us. All the living things need air to breathe. It is a mixture of different gases, smoke, water vapor and dust particles. Composition of air. For a very long time, air was thought to be just one substance. But today, it is known that air is a mixture of many gases, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and other gases. It is made up of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and 1% other gases like carbon dioxide, argon, etc. It also contains water vapor and dust particles. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is useful for plant growth as well as for human beings. Animals and human beings cannot take it directly from the air. Plants get it from the soil and atmosphere. Animals get it when they eat different parts of plants as food. Nitrogen is an essential component of proteins that help our body grow and repair the worn-out tissues. Oxygen. Oxygen is the most important gas for all the living beings. All the living beings need oxygen to breathe. Oxygen helps in breaking down food to release energy during respiration. It is also required to burn anything. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the most vital gas for plants. Plants use it along with water, minerals and sunlight during the process of photosynthesis. Water vapor. Water vapor in the air comes from water that gets evaporated from the rivers, lakes and seas. Water vapor in the air condenses to form clouds, rain, fog and snow. The amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. When humidity is high, we sweat a lot and feel uncomfortable. Other gases. Other gases, such as argon, ozone, hydrogen, helium, neon and krypton are also present in the air. You must have seen neon lights. They are used to light up streets. They start glowing with a white light, which gradually becomes bright orange. Neon lights consume less electricity. Properties of air. Air occupies space and has weight. Air also exerts pressure and helps in burning. With the help of the activities given below, let us try to understand the properties of air. Advantages of air pressure. Air pressure is useful to us in many ways. Air pressure is required for sucking a liquid through a straw. When we suck at the mouth of straw, the air in it is removed. Air pressure on the drink forces it to rise up in the straw. Air pressure makes it possible for doctors to fill up syringes. Filling fountain pens and using droppers also require air pressure. Atmosphere. The thick layer of air that surrounds the earth is called the atmosphere. Let us know about the 5 main layers of the atmosphere. Troposphere, where we live. Troposphere is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere. About 75 to 80% of all the air of the atmosphere is in this layer. It extends up to 15 km above the Earth's surface. In this layer, all weather changes take place. Stratosphere contains ozone layer. Stratosphere is the second layer. This layer contains a gas called ozone which protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. It extends from 15 km to 50 km above the Earth's surface. Jet planes fly in the stratosphere. Mesosphere, where meteorites burn. Mesosphere is the third layer. It extends from 50 km to 80 km above the Earth's surface. Through this layer, radio signals can be sent around the world. Small pieces of rocks from the outer space, meteors, falling to the Earth burn up in this layer, thus, do not reach the Earth. Thermosphere, where satellites orbit around the Earth. This layer lies 80 to 640 km above Earth's surface. Even though the air is thin, it absorbs so much solar radiations that the temperature can reach up to 2000 degrees Celsius. Within the thermosphere, there is another layer called ionosphere. The ionosphere contains electrically charged particles that can reflect radio waves back to the Earth, allowing long-distance messages to be sent. The ionosphere plays an important role in our wireless communication. Exosphere, outermost layer. This is the farthest layer from the Earth, which marks the beginning of the outer space. The air is very thin here. It extends from about 700 km to the outer space. Importance of atmosphere. The atmosphere helps us in many ways. It helps in maintaining the right temperature on the Earth. It stops the Earth from becoming too hot during the day and too cold during the night. It also protects us from falling meteors. It contains all the gases essential for sustaining life. Water. Like air, water is also essential for life. All the plants and animals require water to survive. View from the space. One of the most striking features of our home planet is water, in both liquid and frozen forms, that covers approximately 75% of the Earth's surface. Properties of water. Pure water has no color, taste or smell. Water is known as universal solvent for its ability to dissolve many things. Water is found in three basic states of matter: solid, ice, liquid and gas, steam. Because of its ability to absorb heat, water is valuable to the industries. Importance of water. We need water for drinking, bathing, cooking and washing. We also need water for agriculture, industries and transport. Plants also need water to make their food. Impurities in water. Rainwater is the purest form of water. As rainwater runs down the Earth's surface, many minerals, mud, sand and dirt get dissolved in it. This water is collected in lakes, ponds and other reservoirs. This water is not fit for drinking. Drinking water should be free from any type of impurity. Things whose presence make water unsafe for drinking are called impurities. Impurities are generally of two types. Soluble impurities. These impurities remain dissolved in water. For example, seawater contains a lot of dissolved salts. Insoluble impurities. These impurities do not dissolve in water. For example, sand does not dissolve in water. Removal of insoluble impurities. Insoluble impurities such as dust, mud and sand can be removed by simple methods like sedimentation and decantation and filtration. Sedimentation. It is the process in which insoluble impurities settle down at the bottom of the water to form sediments. For example, obtaining clear water from muddy water. Decantation. After the process of sedimentation, the clear water is poured into a separate container without disturbing the impurities. This is called decantation. Filtration. In this method, insoluble impurities are removed by passing the impure water through a filter paper. The impurities, like mud and dirt, are blocked in the tiny pores of the filter paper while the clear water passes down. The impurities retained on the filter paper are called residue, while the clear water obtained after filtration is known as filtrate. Filtration is used to remove light suspended impurities in water. Removal of soluble impurities. Removing soluble impurities is more difficult than removing insoluble impurities from water. Soluble impurities are separated by two methods, evaporation and distillation. Evaporation. Soluble impurities like salt and sugar can be separated from their solution in water by evaporation. The solution is first heated. After some time, the water evaporates, leaving behind the impurities in the container. However, the water is lost as water vapor in the air. Salt is separated from water by this method. Distillation. The water containing dissolved impurities is taken in a round bottom flask or distillation flask and is heated. On heating, the water evaporates and turns into water vapor and impurities are left behind. The water vapor enters the condenser, which is kept cool by cold water circulating around it. When water vapor enters the cool condenser, it condenses and changes into droplets of water, which gets collected in a flask or a container. The water collected in the flask is pure and free from all the impurities and is known as distilled water. Distilled water is widely used in car batteries, injections, medicines and in science laboratories. Purifying water at home. Water may contain harmful substances and disease-causing germs even though it may appear to be cleaned. Such water is not fit for drinking as it can cause diseases. In order to remove germs, the following methods may be employed. Boiling. This is one of the simplest ways of purifying water. Boiling water for 10 to 20 minutes kills most of the germs and makes it fit for consumption. Chlorination. Addition of chlorine tablets in water to kill germs is called chlorination. Chlorine is commercially available as tablets. Water filters. Nowadays, several types of water filters and purifiers are available in the market. These water filters use different types of technologies and microfilters to remove harmful germs and other impurities. Water that is fit for consumption is known as potable water.